Right now, you are aware of these words. Your brain is dedicating immense resources to decoding these symbols, giving them meaning. But what about the feeling of the chair beneath you, the ambient temperature of the room, or the subtle, persistent hum of electricity in the walls? These sensations were always present, but for you, they effectively did not exist until this very moment. Your consciousness is not a floodlight. It is a laser pointer, and everything outside its narrow beam dwells in a kind of personal nothingness. This selective attention isn't a flaw, it's a critical feature for survival. Your brain actively filters out terabytes of sensory data every second. It constructs a simplified, useful model of reality, leaving the rest in the dark. This is why you can fail to see a person in a gorilla suit walking through a basketball game if you're busy counting passes. The gorilla was physically there, photons from it struck your retina, but without the allocation of attention, the observation never occurred. For your conscious mind, it was literally nothing. So, what if we try to observe true nothingness? We can create an environment devoid of patterned stimuli, a state called Ganzfeld. Imagine cutting a ping pong ball in half and placing the pieces over your eyes, bathing your vision in a featureless field of light while listening to white noise. The brain, starved of input, begins to create its own. You might see geometric patterns, hear faint voices, or have vivid hallucinations. The mind refuses to perceive nothing. It will project something onto the void. Even the vacuum of space, the most perfect nothing we can imagine, isn't truly empty. At the quantum level, it is a roiling, chaotic sea of energy. Pairs of virtual particles, matter and antimatter, are constantly popping into existence, annihilating each other in flashes of energy almost instantly. This is quantum foam, the fundamental fabric of reality. To observe this nothing would require a probe, but the energy of any observation would instantly change what you are looking at. The act of looking for nothing ensures it can't be found. This leads to one of the deepest questions in physics. Does a particle truly have a definite position before it's measured? According to the Copenhagen interpretation of quantum mechanics, it does not. An electron exists as a cloud of probabilities, a wave of potential, simultaneously in many places at once. It is the act of observation, of measurement, that forces this probability to collapse into a single, concrete reality. Before the look, it was, in a sense, nowhere and everywhere. It was a potential something residing in a very real nothing. Physicist John Archibald Wheeler took this idea to its logical and startling conclusion with the phrase, "it from bit." He proposed that the physical world, the it, is fundamentally made of information, the bit. Reality, in this view, doesn't arise from particles or energy, but from the answers to yes or no questions posed by observation. A particle's spin is not up or down until a measurement asks the question. The universe, Wheeler suggested, is a participatory system, a self-excited circuit that grows and defines itself through acts of observation within it. This paradox of observation extends inward. In some meditative practices, the goal is to observe the mind and find the space between thoughts, a state of mental nothingness. But the moment you recognize, "I am experiencing nothing," you have created a thought. You have created an observer and the observed. The awareness of nothing is itself a something, a mental object. True, absolute non-observation may be a state that, by its very definition, can never be consciously experienced, because experience is an act of observation. So, is it possible for anything to exist without an observer? Perhaps. The universe beyond our cosmological horizon is expanding away from us faster than the speed of light. No information from that region can ever reach us. It is for all of humanity in a state of absolute non-observation. Yet we assume it exists, governed by the same physical laws. The attempt to see nothing, whether in our minds or at the edge of space, reveals the ultimate truth. Observation is not a passive reception of a pre-existing reality. It is an active, inseparable part of the process that brings reality into being.
Monotony has grown fast. Nearly 2,700 people have watched in the last few weeks, yet less than 0.03% are subscribed. It would mean a lot if you joined by hitting subscribe. And again, thanks for watching.